This episode of the Clear Shots Podcast is brought to you by Podcast. Podcast is an easy-to-use podcast hosting site that lets you post your show to the leading podcast platforms, including Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and much, much more. Their free plan works for short-form podcasts, and their cheapest plan is only $5 a month. With Podcast, you'll get access to unlimited episodes, unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth, accurate analytics, and a website creator. Sign up for Pinecast today using the promo code R-63F8FB to get 40% off your first 4 months. Again, that is code R-63F8FB to get 40% off your first 4 months. If you have a podcast or are thinking about starting a podcast, there's no better place to do it than Pinecast. Again, use code R-63F8FB to get 40% off your first 4 months. And remember, children, don't give them clear shots.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. Today I have a relative of mine. He browses 4chan a lot, so a lot of his opinions are extreme, and you'll get to see that. This is a very interesting podcast. We covered a lot of things, like religion, war, sexuality, politics. He does have some crazy views, but I think it made for some interesting conversation, and we also learned a lot. So enjoy the show.
Give them clear shots. Don't give them clear shots. Don't give them clear shots. Don't give them clear shots.
This is how we kick it off with Alex Jones soundboard.
Oh, this is gonna be fucking something.
This is gonna be one hell.
This is gonna be fucking something.
I'll press the Super Saiyan one.
That's how it should start.
What's this taste like?
Don't drop that baseball. It's fucking very not smooth. It's smooth, but it's fucking rough. It's like it's
fucking bourbon mash. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
How much was this?
A lot of money. Like talking $80 or more, just because of the bottle. Just because of the bottle.
Yeah. Imagine if it was signed.
You know, a lot of them do that. Like a lot of.
It is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a lot of them just up their price just because of the bottle. You see that a lot.
Like Angel's Envy. Angel's Envy has angel wings engraved into the glass.
Does
But
it?
the bourbon itself is only worth like $30, but you're spending like $55 for the bottle.
I've never had it.
It's shaped like an angel.
What is it? Whiskey or what is it?
Single malt bourbon or scotch or whatever. No bourbon.
Yeah,
It's
I've never
aged
had
for like
that.
15 years. I bought this bourbon the other day called Russell's Reserve, aged 12 years, $36. Really good. Tastes like liquid chair. Like an oak chair. Tastes like that liquefied. So good.
Oh, that sounds great. I love drinking chairs.
I love the taste of wood.
So we have Sean's here. He's being our young Jamie today in the audience, so we can pull things up. And then we have I don't know what his alias
Heath.
is going to be. He wants an alias.
Heath.
Heath? That's not a bad one. Heath is a kind of weird name. Like, I don't know any Heaths, that's for sure.
Heath
The only
Ledger.
one I know is Heath Ledger, and I don't know him anymore.
Heath
so-
Evans. He was the fullback for the... He was the tight end.
Heath Slater.
Heath Evans was the fullback for the Saints.
Yeah, but Heath Slater was a
Heath
wrestler.
Miller. Heath Miller was the tight end for the Steelers. Heath is a chocolate bar.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's not a person.
It was.
I feel like naming a chocolate bar is like... it's probably harder than you think. You know what I mean?
Hershey named his
Like-
chocolate bar after.
Last name.
Yeah, Hershey's is a... it's probably
Actually,
just a
Sean, you
last name
sit
thing.
closer here.
They have a whole park.
Why is he sitting
dedicated
closer
to
there?
Hershey's chocolates.
So that way Sean can say things if he wants to say things.
Right.
Yeah, I guess. But then
Well-
I can't hear you as well.
It wasn't picking me up before.
Well, it will, but
It sounds like you're in a different room.
he's basically in a different room.
I only have 3 mics.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I equalize everybody's voice, it's not going to be the same.
Wish I could use my phone as a mic. That'd be sweet.
You can't. You're not allowed.
Well, scratch that then. If you're gonna equalize,
I mean, he's young Jamie, dude. He only has to say things once in a while,
That's what I mean.
right?
I'm not like an actual guest.
Yeah, you're just young Jamie. So anyway, Heath is here.
What's up?
What's going on?
Kenny, I'm gonna call you Kenny at some point. I'm letting you know.
All right.
I won't be able to
mean,
pull
you've
on
already-
this Heath persona for too long.
You've already been on here, technically.
Yes.
Who was he last time?
He was on when Christian
Benny.
was on here.
Or was he Benny last
Yeah,
time?
he was Lenny and Benny.
Lenny and
Oh,
Benny.
okay.
They were gonna figure it out sooner or later.
Yeah, Christian already called him it.
Yeah.
They're just going to use voice identification to track him down. So anyway, Brawley, though. He just told me today that Brawley is going to be in the next Dragon Ball Super movie.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. So he's gonna be canon now.
That's Goku's dad.
No, the Bardock is Goku's dad.
Brawley is the legend. He was
Brawley's
the
like
legendary
the
Super Saiyan.
giant guy that always rages.
Kakarot.
He is the legendary Super Saiyan.
Yeah. What was this? I don't even know I don't even remember that movie. I haven't seen it in so long.
So to sum it up, it's one that takes place during the Cell Games, like the 10-day gap it's supposed to be, and Vegeta gets invited to go to a planet and rule it, and then that basically Broly's father wanted revenge for the destruction of their family, and then
Oh, yeah, okay. I didn't understand the legendary Super Saiyan aspect of it. Because, I mean,
thought Goku
wasn't that... Yeah, that was the idea of Super Saiyan in the first place. I thought. The whole thing was that Goku was, supposed to be the legendary Super Saiyan. And they're only supposed to come around once in a while or whatever, once every X amount of years. That was the original, story, what was written.
Gohan's stronger, apparently.
Well, all of a sudden they were like, well, hey, Vegeta, now you can do it too. So congratulations. And Gohan can all of a sudden be more powerful than everybody as well. And then ultimately underutilized throughout the entire show. Except during the Cell Saga, the end of the Cell Saga.
well, Gohan made a good return in Dragon Ball Super towards the Tournament of Power.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird that I don't know, they almost had to do that. I feel like they have to make that character at least they have to live him up to what they built him as.
The Tournament of Power was when they had all the different universes fighting, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Did our universe win?
Yep. 17 was the last standing.
Android 17?
Yep.
No shit. And he
Classic
won?
17.
What?
And he won?
Yep, he won.
No shit.
Well, towards the end, the final three were Goku, Frieza, and 17 versus Jiren, and Goku and Frieza had to team up to take him down, and 17 just stayed on the stage.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any Dragon Ball Super. My coworkers keep me up to date with it.
It's not bad.
Wait, so Beerus got beaten then? Wasn't Beerus on their team?
No, gods weren't allowed.
No. Oh.
They were like the
coaches.
the batting coaches.
That's
They were like the third base coach, sending guys.
Go, go, go!
Go, 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 go.
the baseball episode actually just aired the other day.
There was a baseball episode.
Yeah, there's an episode where Beerus's brother challenges their universe to a baseball game, and Yamcha wins it.
That's way too good.
Yeah, but wasn't Yamcha's backstory about baseball?
Well,
some
during
shit?
Z, he was a baseball player
Yeah, he
before
was
Saiyan
a
Saga.
he was a pro baseball player or some shit.
So it's just fucking Mike Trout
Yeah,
is in DBZ.
yeah, he was basically like fucking Aaron Judge. So did you hear about this guy that got fired from Netflix for saying the N-word? Did you see that?
That's what we're going to right now?
Yeah.
I have not heard about this.
He this guy, I don't know. All I know is that he got fired for saying the N-word in some kind of meeting. And, basically, it was like not really like the context he used it in. They were just talking about the word. He wasn't like saying it as like an insult.
Danny Masterson?
Second one there. Jonathan Friedland.
No, did Danny Masterson get fired too?
Yeah, he got fired for raping somebody.
He was in The Ranch though. He was in the new season of The Ranch. It just came out like fucking.
Well, but it was
2
probably
months
already
ago.
done filming before the allegations came out.
Okay,
now
so
they're putting in.
It says he used the N-word in a meeting with other Netflix staffers. Blah 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 blah. Like it basically says he was saying they were talking about the word because I don't know, like
whether
they were
it should be censored or not.
Yeah, like it's so odd that he uses it in a fucking meeting about the word. Like if I'm just saying nigger right now, I'm not being like fucking. I'm not. It's clearly not like intended to be.
It's all about context.
Yeah, but this guy basically said it like I said it in a passing, and got fired. Evidently. Now
It's
I don't
like
know.
they-
Like I heard he actually said it again at the next time they did a meeting or something like that. But still, context is fucking everything. Like
Yeah.
it really matters.
Well, it's like the Kendrick Lamar thing. Remember that?
No,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Kendrick
what the fuck?
That was your
that was my
phone.
phone. Holy shit!
Kendrick
That was wicked
Lamar
loud.
was doing a show in like Georgia, and they had what was it? Good Kid, Mad City. One of his songs came on that says "nigger" or "nigga" a ton, and he picked out the chunkiest, whitest, blondest, drunkest girl in the crowd.
Yeah, I saw
to go
this
on
video.
stage and sing along with him.
And she
And
sings it.
the white people in the crowd were saying it, but she was saying it on stage, and they were booing her.
Yeah.
And she got in a lot of trouble.
It's like you're just saying the lyrics,
Yeah.
and he picked her out. Like
Yeah.
I feel like he did it on purpose.
Oh, he totally did.
Yeah.
And it just made him look like a fucking retard.
Yeah,
Because I kind of don't like him anymore because of that. That's like the stupidest shit.
that's ridiculous. That's some stupid shit.
Because he went on like a whole rant. He's like, "Oh, that's racist. She's being right." And it's like, no, you have it in your song 80 times a minute.
You wrote it,
Yeah.
Like you wrote that, and you
Like,
were
how do you
asking-
feel about the white people that are in your show saying it? You can see them singing along to it. That's
Yeah.
fine. But when you have one on stage,
You quite literally are asking someone to sing along with your song that says the word, and then you're shitting on them for saying it.
yeah,
You trap them into saying the fucking word.
It did lead to a funny YouTube video I saw, though. I forgot the name of the YouTuber, but it was called How to Rap on Stage with Kendrick Lamar.
and the nigga song plays, and it plays that, and he's just nodding. I'm 100%.
I remember that song.
Yeah.
They did that. Remember the video of Gary from SpongeBob doing it? That was so dope.
Jesus Christ.
I don't even remember. That's such an old video too. But yeah, I always, I don't know. It gets to this point where like, just like any word can get you fucked, like completely, like anything you say. And it's weird because like the left gets so mad because of certain words like PC shit, but then the right gets mad like they get super sensitive about anything you say about Donald Trump. So anything that's like negative about Trump, they'll jump on you for. And then the left is like anything you say that's not accepting of literally everyone, they jump on you for that. So it's like you get jumped on for everything nowadays. You're walking on eggshells all the fucking time when you say shit, especially
eggshells.
online.
Fuck eggshells. I love the thing with Donald Trump, how they had the inflatable baby blimp.
Oh yeah.
I like Trump, and that's the funniest thing I've ever seen because, like, he probably thinks it's hilarious too. And I
Yeah.
guarantee you, he's gonna take a picture with it. He's gonna get a selfie with that in the background.
Yeah.
because that's the funniest shit. He probably thinks it's funny. He spends his whole time talking shit and bad mouthing
Yeah.
people, and they finally do it, and he's like, that's a good one.
See, like the whole thing is like I would love that. Like the thing is, if he wasn't the president, I would love what he's doing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's just odd that it's the president that's doing that. That's what I think. It's
Yeah.
just kind of fucking weird to me.
Yeah, but that's what's making it even better, though.
I think
it makes it better. It makes it better.
it makes it better to us.
Yeah, for us, because it gives us something to fucking agree with and joke about.
I
and
mean,
stuff. But
yeah.
there's so many people now that like they think every single American is the same as him, which is stupid because America is such a huge fucking country.
Well, that's the thing is like the president like kind of represents what we are as a country at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really the case. Like, he kind of is a little aggressive. Which is weird, too, because there's such a heavy, like, fucking weird movement from the left at the same time as he's a president. So, like, it's kind of mixed messages that we're sending as a country. Like, if someone were to look at us, they'd be like, oh, they got this super aggressive fucking right-wing president, and then they're being all fucking PC about everything and bitching about every word that everybody says on Twitter.
And then it's like, well, who do you root for?
You don't. That's the problem.
Exactly.
You can't. Like, it's so weird that, like, I don't want to root for either side now.
Like, I don't like that Trump is an asshole and he's also our president, but I also don't like that people are trying to tell him what he can and can't say.
Mm-hmm.
He's the fucking president and he's a person.
Yeah.
It's a double whammy.
Well, they fucking voted him in, so.
Yeah.
It's probably half of the people that are the same people that voted him in. They're fucking pissed off about some of his shit. You know?
No, it's the people that didn't vote for him, the people that lost that are mad about him.
Well, probably some of them.
No, I'd say most of the people that you see hating on Trump are just the Hillary Clinton people that...
Well, that's the thing, is, like, I didn't vote because I didn't want either of them. But that doesn't mean, like, I'm just sour about it. You know?
It's the people that put way too much of their identity in their political beliefs.
Yeah. And what the fucking right did to Bernie Sanders is fucked up. Like, basically, the left did to Bernie Sanders is fucked up. You know? Like,
how he won.
He basically should have been.
They didn't put him in.
It's so weird. And it's not like I'm fucking super pro Bernie Sanders or something, but fucking he's the guy who should have been there. Like, it was pretty obvious. You know? It's fucking so weird that they can just do that. And they pick and choose who they want in there. And then
Bernie
it ends
had
up
some
being
fucked up policies, dude.
Then
he did, yeah.
He had some weird shit.
Yeah, he had a lot of good ideas and he had some stupid fucking
He had
ideas.
some weird, like, communist type shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
the stuff that's not, it doesn't work in a country that's so far spread out where, like, it's like the 8 biggest cities or 10 biggest cities in America make up most of the population.
Mhm.
Like, everybody thinks of America as, like, LA, New York City.
Yeah.
And then Chicago, whatever, but it's mostly all small towns.
He was one of those guys where, like, the headlines grab you and, like, the headlines look good. And then as you read deeper into, like, what he's talking about, it doesn't look as good. Yeah, I didn't mind Gary Johnson. I thought some of his stuff was okay.
Mm-hmm. I just don't think we should have
It shouldn't be divided.
It shouldn't be a two-part. It should be whoever just not even have a party, just the two people. The
two best people.
Like, if you have 2 people on the Democratic side or 2 people on the Republican side that are both better than the other one,
then they should go. They should be against each other.
Yeah.
It should. That's the problem too, though. Is you could have 2 good Republicans and end up not having one of them even be an option.
Yeah, that's why I didn't vote, because I would have voted for Bernie at the time. I'm glad I didn't vote now.
Right. I don't know. I the thing is, like, I can never bring myself to vote. Like, I want to. I always want to, but I can't ever bring myself to, because there's never a politician that I can agree with. Like, there's never one that you can't. There's no way you can ever have a politician that you agree with everything that they're saying. Mm-hmm. It's just not possible.
And I remember I put a thing on Facebook right before the election, right before you went to the polls or whatever. I remember I put on something. I said, I'm exercising my right to vote today by staying at home and not voting. And I remember so many people were fucking mad.
Yeah.
And it was all people that were voting for Hillary. I didn't see a single Republican, conservative, Trump supporter being like, fuck you. Like, they were like, you can not vote if you, and then people are like, you can't let Trump get in the office. He's going to put us all in concentration camps and kill us. It's going to be blood in the streets. There's already blood in the streets in Chicago from gang violence.
Well, it gets odd, man. It really gets odd. The fucking weird thing too is, like, Trump kind of steps in like a shit spot, and all the presidents always do.
Yeah.
But what's weird is that as soon as the next president's in, the president that was previous gets a ton of shit because it's all their fault. And, like, I didn't hear that many people complaining about Obama until fucking Trump was in there. Now all of a sudden Obama's the fucking devil.
Yeah.
To, like, everybody. And he deported more people than fucking any president, I think.
He deported and he killed more people than
I
any
think he
president.
deported more people than all the presidents combined or something like that. I looked at some stat that was fucking crazy. And people fucking shit on Obama and their Trump supporters.
Yeah, Sean, pull up how many people did Obama deport?
Yeah, pull that up.
Because I
Jimmy.
remember reading that too. I want to see that.
Yeah, because I remember I saw it and I was like, you know what? That can't even be, like, there's no way that's real. But it was way, like, it was astronomical.
Could have been considered catching too, because Obama had a policy with catch and release, so they could have just detained them for a bit, then released them.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know what that says. I can't understand what they're trying to say there.
This is ABC News.
Go down.
Oh, there we go.
2.5 million people
Yep, right there.
between 2019
His
and 2015.
administration deported more people than any of the presidents combined.
The sum of all the presidents from the 20th century. That's pretty crazy. That's a lot of fucking people.
91% of all people deported were deported by Obama.
But
here's-
how many kids did he take away from their families too?
All of them.
Well, you can't detain
You
the
don't hear a
kids
word
with the
about
parents.
it. You don't hear a word about it.
Go ahead, Heath.
Like, why do people really feel bad about that? Because most of the children that arrive aren't even with their parents. They arrive with people that are just crossing the border.
And like sex trafficking and stuff. Like they don't
Yes,
talk
but-
about the amount of people that get saved from the cartels and shit, or from sex trafficking, human trafficking, slavery.
Oh yeah, sure. But there's still people that have their kids
Yeah.
when they come over.
They shouldn't come over, though.
I know they probably shouldn't come over, but they feel like they have no choice. You know.
That's
So
the
they
shitty
basically
part.
what they're doing is that's the shitty part is that they're risking it to come over there. But they at the time they probably didn't expect that if they got caught, their kids would get taken away.
I think it's just.
Well,
the
I
way
think
that
they
hear
know.
about our country.
Well, they didn't know that
hear
'cause
about
that
it
wasn't
as
a
this
policy.
Magical place.
It's really
That
not.
all your dreams are going to come true.
No, it's not. But it's definitely better than what Mexico is. The thing is, like, Mexico's so shitty right now, and it's like I don't want to feel like I don't want to seem like this fucking leftist, but if we could make Mexico a little bit better, they wouldn't want to be over here.
I'm totally on board with that.
You know.
But
Like, if that place was not as shitty, then people wouldn't be trying to fucking come over here. And
the big thing that's grinding my gears recently, and Nate at work and I were talking.
it always seems to be Mexicans too. That's the issue. You know, it's never they
Canadians
never
are
care
fine.
about like if a
Canadians are
Canadian if a Canadian comes over, it's like
Well, they're all
They're just considered Canadian American.
They're all
Yeah.
considered illegal immigrants. Like,
yeah.
most of the
but
time.
but the only one you ever hear about is fucking
Yeah, because they're the majority of illegal immigrants.
sure. Yeah, it's just weird that like if you come over from Canada, you're fine
Well, no,
because
you're
there's
still
only
gonna be
one road in
deported.
Canada, so that's why.
the one road. No, I was gonna say I hate what like supremely blue states are doing. I was reading about how in California, in LA County, they're pledging $10 million to help put illegal immigrants through college.
hmm
And it's like, you're not using that $10 million to help actual citizens? Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing?
And you also have to consider legal immigrants. People wait in line for years and have
Yeah.
to pay so much just to get a green card, and then people just jump over the border and then they're rewarded.
Yeah. Then talking about how certain states, if you're an illegal immigrant, you still... Like, I don't like that I have to put aside a set percentage of all the money I make a year for roads and infrastructure, stuff like that, just for somebody that doesn't have to pay taxes, that
Yeah.
comes here illegally, that commits crime. Maybe commits crime. There might be some illegal immigrants that are perfectly
sure
great
there are.
people.
I'm sure
pretty
there's a
sure
lot of them.
a lot of them, most of them, maybe. But yeah, look at this shit. What did you just pull up? College Guide for Undocumented Immigrants. What the fuck?
So,
doesn't make sense.
Since 2012, nearly 790,000. Okay, scroll down.
But who's to say what best
What is
colleges that
the-
work is? I don't know how accurate.
Yeah, it's so weird because nowadays with like sources, you never know what the fuck
Yeah.
what you're getting.
Yeah.
You know? Well, a lot of the time what it is like, if you're a fucking leftist or if you're a rightist, like, you basically just go against whatever that, that source stands for.
Yeah.
Or primarily is.
What does that say? 25%?
California, 25% immigrants. Texas is 16%. Florida's 6%. New York's 5%.
New York is way bigger than that, though. I think that's the amount of undocumented immigrants in college.
Well, that's also the ones that they know about, you know.
Yeah.
I have a perfect compromise. Give California to Mexico. If
I don't know.
all of the United States problems would be fixed if California were to leave. I hate that state.
What happens to Mike Trout and the Angels?
Yeah, what happens to the Angels? What happens to the Lakers? What happens to LeBron James? We lose LeBron James?
I'm not giving up LeBron, you fuck.
Yeah, we ain't giving up LeBron.
Let's just...
We can't trade LeBron, dude. We can't trade LeBron to Mexico.
You still have Michael Jordan.
But he's in Chicago. He's going to get killed by gang violence.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, no, he lives in
He
Charlotte.
he owns the Hornets or whatever. Does he own the Hornets?
He's the president and owner.
Yeah, it's fucking... I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not against immigration or illegally, or like I'm not against border control. You know what I mean? But I think there's a better solution than what we have going. You know, it's
sharks.
Sharks, yeah, that's probably a good idea. They should just put sharks at the border. Just dig a moat around the entire country. Dude, fuck the wall. Just dig a moat and put sharks in it.
That's actually...
It's probably easier.
Alligators, sharks, and piranha.
It's probably easier than
mix them all in.
Has he tried to build the wall yet or no?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because I don't think he has. I don't think he's done anything to work on.
Well, you have
wall.
to look at the courts keep getting in his way, Congress keeps getting in his way. Like,
yeah, because it's a dumb idea.
no, it's not.
It's a fucking stupid
No, it's
idea.
not.
You're not going to build a wall that long. It's just
Yes,
not
you
gonna,
are.
I mean, what are you going to build, a Great Wall of China?
Yes,
I don't think it's going to happen.
I
And Mexico ain't going to pay for it.
think
Who's
they
going
can
to pay for it? You? Because that's who's going to pay for it, is the taxpayer.
No, you can get Mexico to pay for it.
I don't think so. I don't think you can. If they were going to pay for it, they probably would have paid for it already. He would have fucking forced his way in there. He would have lubed it up. Well, he probably wouldn't have lubed it up, but he probably would have shoved his way in there real quick.
Just grab him by the pussy.
Yeah. Yeah, just grab her with those big, beautiful hands. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about the wall since the thing. Well, that, and the thing is, it was also talk to get in. It was talk to his side, trying to get people behind him. It was another part of his campaign, basically, their campaign strategy. Worked. I think a lot of times it's like politicians make so much money out of these speeches, and people talk about how like Trump paid for all of his shit, but he made some money too. You can't go through the political system and become president without making money. But I think a lot of people like him because they think he's one of us or whatever. He ain't one of us. He's fucking been a businessman and shit. He's been up there. He ain't one of us. He's been up there for his whole life. Like, he's been in the millions of dollars range for
You want to know?
his whole
It's a
life.
very petty reason why I like Republicans so much. I feel like they'd be way more fun to hang out with.
Well, they
Like
probably
have
are.
a beer with, or have like over
Well, yeah,
for
'cause
burgers or something.
You're not walking on eggshells when you talk to him.
Yeah, I feel like I could have a barbecue with George W. Bush, and have the time of my life. Do like a bunch of blow and jerk him off and stuff. Can't do that with Obama. It's a hate crime.
This one kills me, where he says he got a small loan of some $1 million.
He got a small loan of $1 million.
Yeah, but you have to look at the business world. That's nothing.
Yeah, but it's still a lot when you're however old he was.
Yeah, to
But
to
he didn't
build
have to
a
go into the
company his
business world.
size.
Yeah, but he didn't have to go into the business world either. He could have got that $1 million and sat around if he wanted to, I guess.
$1 million.
Yeah, but
I
what's
probably
the
would
point?
have.
No, it was 14. It was
Was
14
it? I thought it was
million.
one.
I said 14.
That one says
This one says one.
Oh, that one says 1. The other one said 14.
that one says 7.5 million.
That one there.
So you really don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Yeah.
He won't tell you shit.
He won't tell you now.
I'm gonna bomb the shit out of him.
But he, I mean, look, like, he was good at business. I mean, he went bankrupt, like, I don't know. 3 or 4
but you have to
times,
look
but-
at what bankruptcy is.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure. It still is not what you want to do in business, but he still was a good businessman.
like, say if a part of your business ain't doing well and you just want to cut ties with it and still keep your money, that's how you get it.
you file
with
for
bank.
bankruptcy,
Yeah.
When you watch just cut the dead root off the tree or whatever.
Right, yeah. You're basically keeping what's good. And
Selling the rest off to the investors or something.
Essentially, yeah.
Like, I mean, the Trump brand is still worth a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he went bankrupt and it was very damning, you wouldn't see the brand.
Well, I would argue it's worth more. Now. I mean, I would say so, right?
I think being
his
president
brand,
is a pretty big endorsement.
right, I think his brand is probably growing. I think if the president would probably endorse his own product, most likely. So he's getting an endorsement from the president, which is also himself.
I think that's also very big risk too, running for president, because if you have ideas and then other parts,
he had nothing to lose too, you know.
yeah, but he's also alienating the left, so it is a big loss. You're gonna take a big chunk off of people who would be willing to buy your product.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think he has to worry about it too much.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't do Trump steaks again. I remember Trump steak. Remember that shit?
I want one.
It was supposed to be like a cheaper. It was supposed to be a cheaper alternative for like better cuts of meat, and they all ended up being so bad.
I just want to make America
Trump steaks. I love how it's just like fucking like
It has
Times
its
New
own
Roman.
Wikipedia.
It's
page.
like
Yeah, I should actually. That's the only one I can get to.
I love how it's fucking
Okay, I don't usually go through Wikipedia.
It's in like Times New Roman font, but in bold. It's like his logo.
Now I gotta listen to Baked Alaska's song.
Now, what was the show he was on? Fucking
The Apprentice.
Apprentice. Okay. Now, how long did he do that for?
a long
time?
Decades.
I never watched it.
A long time. Click the Apprentice right there, Sean, right in the middle of the screen.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
That's Rockefeller.
Oh, Rockefeller Center.
Oh. 50-50 shot.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, it's got him right on the logo.
15 seasons.
Jesus Christ. What was the original air date? Running time. Let's see.
2004.
Right there. Original release, January 8th. Go down. Right there. January 8th, 2004. Yeah, so that was on for a long time. I never watched it. I don't even know what the fuck it is.
It was like Shark Tank, but with Trump.
Well, technically it was like a business Hell's Kitchen almost. Like, there would be two teams, and they would compete to see which product they'd make or something they'd have to advertise, and whichever team sold more or did better in sales would win, and then one team would go to the boardroom and put up people that they'd disliked and thought that were hurting the team, and then at the end, Trump would decide who he would fire.
Didn't he end up hiring Joan Rivers at one point? Was
Yeah,
Joan Rivers hired on at one point? I could have sworn she was.
Possible.
She could have won,
But he got to say you're fired a lot, so.
Yeah.
because there was a Celebrity Apprentice too. There was
That's
a few
the one I'm
seasons of
thinking of.
that.
Yeah, there was they rebooted it said.
Yeah.
But that's fucking.
It failed with
It's
Arnold
hilarious.
Schwarzenegger.
Did he do it?
He hosted a season, but the ratings were awful.
Yeah, that guy's done everything, though. Yeah, but that's like when Ari Shaffir left his show, and now no one watches that.
Dude,
What's that show called?
This is not happening. The
Yeah,
guy that
it's
got
not
to replace him is such a fucking...
That's another thing. That's about there's Janie. That's another thing is you know that fucking he's he's like texting on young Jamie's texting on our TV.
Not that.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's the fucking the bottom line for me is like I'm just so sick of fucking seeing people get kicked off of Twitter like Ari for shit that they're saying. Because it shouldn't be up to Twitter, you know what I mean? Like, that should be a fucking platform where you can say whatever you want. That's the whole point of Twitter, right? That's the point of social media, is to be able to say what you want. It shouldn't be like moderated by fucking the company that's using it. I mean, I guess I get where they're coming from because it's their platform.
I don't think.
But all Ari did was make a joke about killing Bert Kreischer.
And his kids.
Yeah, and he got taken off of Twitter.
Yeah.
But they, I mean, you do a little bit of research, type in Ari Shaffir, you'll probably find out that he's friends with Bert. Like, they're good friends.
Wasn't it something about he borrowed his albums or something?
Yeah.
He
If
lost.
you watched the new Something's Burning with Bert Kreischer, that hit cooking show he has,
Yeah.
Ari was on it with the guy from the league. What is his name?
Andre?
No, the guy who...
Sam Rezanezy?
Yeah, Steve
Rezanezy.
He was on there, and Bert gave him the album back. Bought him a new one or whatever. But I just... he got kicked off of Twitter, completely banned. So, it's fucking...
Yeah. Well, Twitter and Facebook and all those social media platforms are trying to make it so conservatives aren't allowed to have their say. Even in England, they passed a law that if you are a member of right-wing social media groups or if you post memes, I don't think the meme thing is a law yet, but I know I read about some dude that he moderated like a conservative, like an English conservative Facebook group, and he's in prison now because it was Nazi. They said it was Nazi propaganda.
Are you talking about Tommy Robinson? Tommy Robinson was
That's
arrested.
not the guy with the dog doing the Hitler thing, right?
Oh, that's Count Dankula.
That
Count Dankula.
So Tommy
Jesus
Robinson
Christ.
is the guy I'm talking about, I think.
Count Dankula.
No, Count Dankula had the Nazi pug.
Okay, I'm thinking of this guy.
This guy
the
looks
one that
like a
didn't
clown.
have the Nazi pug.
This guy looks
the
like
Nazi
a
pug is a whole different can of fucking Christ, dude. Did you see about that? The
Activist.
Nazi pug, Seth?
No.
He taught his was it his girlfriend's dog?
Mm-hmm.
He taught his girlfriend's dog how to Sieg Heil. Yeah, he taught his dog how to do the Nazi salute, and he got fucking he got fined. Didn't he get put in jail for a couple months or something?
I don't know if he went to jail, but he had to go to court to appeal it. I believe he was arrested, but I don't know about jail. Maybe.
It wasn't even his... What the fuck? It wasn't even his pug.
That's the funniest part. He was trying to get his girlfriend's dog to do something disgusting. Yeah.
So he was just watching a Hitler speech?
Yeah, he taught the dog to be like, if he would say "Gas the Jews" or "Hail Hitler," the dog would go like this. It would just put its one paw up.
Oh my god. That's pretty funny, though.
That's hilarious, dude. That's the funniest shit. Like, the amount of dedication to
Yeah, I know.
teach
Like,
a
you
dog
really
that.
got to spend some time on that shit. I mean, we got to sit back. When something like this happens, we got to sit back and appreciate that kind of shit.
For real.
Like, I don't care if it's about the fucking Nazis.
Did you see the thing about the illegal Syrian refugee in Germany that beheaded a toddler in a subway station?
What?
Did you see that?
What?
No.
I can't even keep up with that.
Yeah. Apparently it happened like 2 months ago, and it just got leaked to the media. And German officials knew about it, and they didn't say anything because they didn't want to make refugees seem like criminals. And apparently, whenever a Syrian refugee in Germany commits a crime, they just sweep it under the rug. And, like, it's fucked up. Literally, like, this guy cut off a toddler's head in a subway station. And these people were freaking out, and this one guy called him a racial slur. The guy that called him the racial slur got put in jail. Because,
Words.
Because words.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, the dude fucking beheaded a toddler.
Yeah, no big deal. He's fine.
Be glad that you have the First Amendment in the United States.
For real, dude. It's fucking... Nobody understands that shit. Except Americans. Or not Americans.
Yeah,
They
basically.
wish they had the First Amendment. I was reading about how in France you can get fined like $500 for hitting on women. If you hit on a woman and she doesn't want it, you can fine them.
Oh, so like if you like catcall
yeah,
him and
cat
shit?
calling, that one, yeah.
Oh, really?
Right there. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
You can 750 euro fine for catcalling,
So that
which is just this.
yeah,
So, like, being a Looney Tunes character is now illegal in France.
right, yeah, more or less.
That's what happens when you let women in politics. They ruin everything.
That's a hot take and a half, but I agree.
Well, I mean, that's why Trump won, right? They didn't want the female.
It was
president.
her turn.
Hey,
I'm
pretty-
offended.
Pretty soon it's going to be like that with the transgenders, though. Like,
You know, it's
they're
fun.
just going to get mad at fucking... Like, everything.
The problem
Well,
is
they already-
there's so few people that are actually trans.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is like I never hear about people actually getting upset about certain things. I only hear people saying people are getting upset about stupid shit,
Yeah, that
like
too.
words. Like I never hear. Like remember when they changed? You can't say midget. You got to call them little people. They would prefer to be called little people. Who the fuck said they would prefer to be called little people? No one said that. I feel like someone was just fucking saying, oh, they would rather be called little people, like speaking for them. Like I never heard anybody go, oh, I don't want to be called a midget. Like I don't know.
not funny.
Granted, I don't know midgets. I don't know a lot of midgets, but I'm just saying. I fucking don't remember any articles about a guy being like, yo, don't call me a midget. I'd rather be a little person, even though that sounds probably worse than
It's like
being called a midget.
it's like Doug Stanhope. Doug Stanhope has a bit about the word retard. How
Yeah.
way back when it used to be, they instead of calling them retards, you would call them. It was imbecile, and then it was idiot,
Yeah.
and then it was, and then at one point it was like not troglodyte, but Neanderthal, and then it was imbecile, then it was idiot, then it was retard, and now it's mentally handicapped, and then it was mentally challenged. And he goes, eventually we're going to get to a point where you can't call anybody anything. You just have to be specific and be like, one of your friends trips and you can't be like, you retard. You have to be like, you person missing a chromosome in his left hemisphere of his brain. How can you act like that?
Yeah, it's like it's weird because you can say it's almost like they're taking words out of our vocabulary and making us not be able to use them. Like
Yeah.
one day we just can't use it all of a sudden.
It's not even in the
Can you say tranny?
You can't say that either.
You should. I don't give a shit about them,
but
dude.
why? I don't understand why they care like so much about fucking
It's such
words.
a stupid thing.
People,
I
I
didn't
get it. Like if they get insulted by a fucking word, okay, that sucks for them, but get the fuck over it. Why are you so butthurt about it?
I love the people that are like,
That ruined my day. Oh my god. That ruined. Oh my god. I was so close to snapping. Oh my god. I was so offended. He triggered me so badly. Oh my god.
it's like, really? You're that upset? Dude.
Look, I mean, people aren't just gonna be accepting of everything. It's just never gonna happen.
What I-
So you gotta fucking deal with that.
What I find the most hilarious is, I guess, one of the politically correct terms for people now that aren't white are people of color, yet when you say colored people, it's still offensive.
We got the linguist over here. That's actually, I never thought of it that way. People
Yeah.
of color.
Yeah,
You can't say colored people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I never
guess
thought
that's
of
true.
that. Yeah, my sister she just graduated. She calls them POCs.
It's weird because like you, I feel like a lot of black people wouldn't be upset that you called them black people. Like I don't
No,
think that they
when
would
I
be
went-
upset about that.
One of my best friends from college, Ray. I remember talking to him extensively about stuff like this.
Like, why is that insulting to me? I don't understand why that would be
black.
insulting.
I feel like black is black.
Right, like their skin is dark, just like we're white. I don't get upset about someone calling me white.
That's
Yeah, it
physical
could be
appearance.
like, well, I would
Right,
prefer
yeah,
if
it's
you
just-
called me French.
It's just
We
describing
can't
what.
help that we're white.
it's
We're
just
not gonna get
describing
mad if
the-
someone calls us white.
Yeah, it's just describing the color of their skin. It's not saying anything bad about them.
It's like,
It's not like having black skin is a
The-
fucking bad
the
thing.
word black in Spanish is negro.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah,
they
Yeah,
can't
it's
get
like-
mad about that.
exactly. It's very strange. Certain words
It's
are not.
normalized in other places.
Yeah.
Where in the U.S. we have such a melting pot.
And it's
It
very.
really
It
is,
comes.
too.
It gets to this point where like you have to remember which words you can and can't use and shit.
Fuck it,
and
I don't
like
give a
I
shit.
don't want to do that. I want to just be able to express what I'm saying. I'm trying to say. It's about intent. It's always about intent. It's never fucking. It shouldn't be based on the fucking word that you're using.
yeah. Well, it's like, I absolutely hate being called Jacob. It's not my name. The only person that ever called me that was my mother. and she's a bag of shit. So if somebody
Yeah.
were to be like,
That's racist.
hey, Jacob, I'd be like, I don't like being called that. And if they kept doing it, I'd get pissed. But if you say it,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
like,
all
it's
they
just
have
a
to do
word.
is say
and then
that.
even then, you know that if somebody's calling you that, granted, I don't think me being called Jacob has any historical significance, like nigger. But if somebody's calling you that, then you know they're just trying to piss you off, and you know that they're beneath you.
Yeah.
So it's right there. It's just like,
But like you said, all you have to do is say, hey, I don't prefer to be called that. Can you call me something else?
yeah.
And then if that person continues to, then obviously you know they're fucking ignorant and they're doing it on purpose. Then it's hostile.
I'm a huge hypocrite though, because I will not use gender pronouns
I won't. Either.
unless it's somebody that I'm friends with.
I'm not going. I don't see why you should have to.
But at the same time, it's just like,
It's not.
why are you trying to separate yourself so much?
You're trying to be too individual instead of it's almost like.
But
'cause, like,
everybody should be their own person.
Mhm.
We're
Yeah,
all
but that-
special.
right. It's weird that they're trying to be in a group, but they're also trying to be individual at the same time. It's like they can't make up their fucking mind, just like they can't make up their fucking mind what fucking gender they want to be. It's like, look, if you're a fucking man and you want to be a woman, become a woman and be called a fucking woman. You're a transgender woman, okay? So why do you have to filter it into all these other fucking terms? Just be called a woman from now on.
I think it's a power thing.
I think it is, yes. That is exactly what it is. And Jordan Peterson argues that all the time. The fact that they're just trying to like
They want to dictate what people say.
they want to be able to make changes and do what they want. It's very stupid.
Fuck them all to death.
Yeah. That's what
So
they should do.
I have Xbox Game Pass, and I got on yesterday, and I was like, I need a game to buy. Fallout 3 and Oblivion are both on Game Pass, as well as City Skylines. And
That game's actually really fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start
It's
it
so
tonight.
weird because I played City Skylines on like a weekend like thing. It's basically Roller Coaster Tycoon with a city.
So it's like SimCity.
Yeah. And I actually played it for way too. I almost bought it just because of how long I had played it during that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But it was too expensive at the time. But now it ain't. It doesn't look too bad now. It's hard though. Once you get like a really big city, you have to like make your power grid reach every building and go down all the blocks and shit. It gets tedious as you build it up. And there's industrial parts that bring in money to your town, but they also pollute the town. So like you'll have a lot of pollution and shit, and you have to clear that out. So you have to have certain areas that are like there's zoning and shit like that. So you have to have like residential areas and like factory areas, and you have to filter them all out. You can't have homes too close to like factories and things like that because the people they'll be fucking dead. It's really, really cool the way that it works.
What games are you playing right now, Heath?
Oh no, I was just looking for a certain game right now that's similar to something like that. Have you ever played Ultimate Epic Fail Simulator?
Yeah, that's the one where you line up a bunch of fucking people, right? And
Yeah, like, I don't know if you're referring to Totally Accurate, where it's a bunch of...
they're all the same, basically.
Well, there's one
Because
where
you don't actually play it, right? You just set it all up and then watch it play
Well,
out.
I believe the one that I'm thinking of is you can spawn in a bunch of different characters, and so you could have Jason Voorhees versus U.S. troops or something.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. There was one with Predator and shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a thousand Predators versus like fucking...
I saw the one that was like T-Rexes versus bears or something.
It's I feel like that game's cool for like an hour, and then you get tired of like doing all this shit, like, because there's obviously one that's like stronger than all the others, like OP. But it's not really a game. It's more like this weird like scenario simulator that you set up. This Spider-Man game looks fucking sick. That new one.
Oh, I haven't checked that out.
They showed some of it at E3.
I really want Soul Calibur 6.
It's PS4
Same.
exclusive.
Is it really?
No, Spider-Man is.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I was about to scream. I really,
this
I want
game
Spider-Man
looks
number
cool.
6 a lot too.
And what's weird is I haven't played a good Spider-Man game in a long time, so I'm like worried a little bit about this one, but at the same time, it looks like they did it right. It's a lot like an Arkham game or something like that. But the combat's a little different from Arkham. Like, it's not, they say it's not exactly the same. Like, it's a little bit more, like, there's different combinations and shit you can do. Because I felt like Arkham was a little plain. It was all just punches and kicks, and then you block once in a while and counter.
That looks cool.
But yeah, I mean, this looks fucking sweet. You can, like, tie guys up to the wall and shit, and, like, hang them upside down and fucking...
Does this take place before or after Infinity War?
I have no idea what this is in the timeline. All I know is that it looks fucking sweet.
Because currently with Infinity War, I don't think it can take place after.
I don't think it's even connected. I think
It probably isn't. I
the
think they're just
cinematic
basing it on,
universe is separate from.
I think
the
they're
game.
just basing it on the comics.
Because he looks a lot like the Homecoming Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's just Marvel. It's called Marvel's Spider-Man. So that they do base it a lot more on the comics than like the fucking Tobey Maguire movies, which I thought were the better movies.
Yeah. They should just have introduced that one and said, okay, this is the canon Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he like, I don't know. I thought I didn't really see all of the newer Spider-Man movie, but I really wasn't as interested.
No, after Spider-Man 3, I was done with Spider-Man, dude.
Yeah, it had too much Topher Grace.
Well, Red Dead Redemption 2 looks, I mean, I like the first one a lot.
Mm-hmm. I got the first one on sale for like $5.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just
look,
there's way too much to do.
with Rockstar games, it's like, you know that you're gonna get something that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they really haven't fucked anybody over with that. That's a game that you can pre-order safely, you know. And I mean, I liked the first one. It was actually one of the better stories I've ever played, I think.
Yeah, it definitely was. I really don't like Rockstar how they promised all this single player DLC for GTA.
For
5,
GTA, yeah.
and instead they put all the assets into multiplayer.
Well, that's what was making them the money.
I guess, but I didn't play it, so I don't agree with it.
There better be
Yeah.
a Undead Nightmare 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was cool.
You're gonna pay 99 cents for a bullet.
Yeah, it was. The thing was with GTA Online, they would say everything was free, and it was, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it was like a mobile game.
And you know this, he knows this because he grinded a long time in GTA Online. But it takes you a long time to make some money to actually buy the shit that's free.
It took
DLC.
me a week. Full, like, I was playing every day. It took me a week,
Yeah.
pretty much almost all day.
And you're probably
that-
grinding the same missions over
To get
and
that
over.
$4 million for that DeLorean car there.
And then
finally got it.
then what did you do when you got it?
I never played again.
Stop playing.
I didn't. I
Exactly.
swear to God, I didn't play again.
That's what
how
I
that
said
goes.
was gonna. I told you that was gonna happen because it's
Yeah.
like once you get it, then it's like a completionist thing. It's like as soon
That's
as you
so
get it,
good.
yeah, that's what happens. Though.
It's just the sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like once you have it, then it's like you don't have anything to play for.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm getting in Destiny 2 right now too. Is there's not anything to play for until this new fucking DLC comes out, which I'm super excited for.
Like I said, I've been playing Fallout 3. I'm starting an Oblivion playthrough. I haven't played Oblivion since it came out.
Oblivion's such a great game.
Yeah,
I played it
like,
recently.
All I remember is how awesome the Dark Brotherhood questline was.
Mhm.
Like it's really fucking cool.
What race do you usually play as?
Breton. I like to be a magic tank.
I never got into Elder Scrolls. I played maybe an hour and a half of Skyrim, and that was it.
Yeah,
It's
if you
not
can't,
my-
if
it's
you
not-
can't get into Skyrim, you're not going to get into the rest of them. Skyrim
Well-
is so accessible.
I got into a cave, is what I got into, and I couldn't get out of the cave. There was no doors. There was no fucking walls I could get over. There was no way to get out of the fucking... I spent probably an hour of my hour and a half in the playthrough in the fucking cave, and I couldn't get out of it. I think it was glitched, is what it was.
It probably was. It's a Bethesda game.
Well, it was
Skyrim?
also early, like when it first came out. So I'm imagining it was a glitch.
Yeah, the concept of the game is amazing. You're
Yeah.
fucking killing dragons and shit.
It was cool for
the
sure.
The only thing was, all the caves were like the same fucking thing. You'd be this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every single mission was essentially,
They have the claw.
and the puzzles were ridiculous in Skyrim. We were talking about this recently.
Yeah.
The puzzles in Skyrim were unlike any other game. They would take you hours on end to complete. You know what I mean? And you're just trying to either get out or get in. You're just trying to either like fucking.
The problem with like dungeon crawlers and games like that have a lot of puzzles and weird like pathways that you have to get through. It starts to like you don't have as much time for combat and shit like that, you know? Like it doesn't it starts to kill off any kind of momentum that you had. You know? God of War is really fucking good and it's got puzzles, but nothing's like super serious.
Yeah,
and
to
difficult.
piggyback on what Sean was saying with the puzzles, some of them would be so simple, and then the other ones would be so fucking frustrating. There was the one quest that was like,
graphics look better in the remaster, but it's the same fucking game though. Like,
Yeah.
I really don't see the point of even getting the remaster.
That you guys would hate Morrowind. It was the one that came before Oblivion.
I played Morrowind. That's the one that there isn't even really combat. It's like dice rolls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And instead of having an objective marker,
It's just your journal.
Yep.
Yeah, Morrowind was sweet. It was
Yeah.
super long and huge. Like, I think it's the biggest map in all of the Elder Scrolls games. I think you could fit all the other Elder Scrolls games in like just a quarter of Morrowind.
Well, I think that's more of an illusion because you're moving so slow in Morrowind. It's
Well, to
The
scale,
thing is,
though.
the thing
you
is, like
look
a
at
lot
it-
of games, what they'll do is they'll give you a big map, and if your movement is slow, like the player base movement is slow, it seems like a huge fucking map.
Well, no, they literally
But-
have it to scale. Like, you know,
Yeah,
what I mean?
I mean, like, there's just a lot of games that do that too.
Yeah.
They'll give you a giant map, and you just move slow,
That
and
alone is the
it
reason.
seems bigger than it
That
actually
alone
is.
is the reason you put in so much time. It's
Mhm.
not because there's a shit ton of content.
It's traveling, but you can fast travel on those, can't you?
it's
not
time
Morrowind.
played. Well,
No,
you
Morrowind
can
you
fast travel.
can't. There,
Well-
there aren't even carriages in Morrowind.
Well, I
are
think
there?
you can technically get on a thing that does fast travel
Like a
you, but it takes
stagecoach?
but it takes away gold and
Yeah.
you can only use it sparingly in a certain area of town.
So
Yeah.
Oblivion, Ben, what do I need to know going in? I literally haven't. When did Oblivion come out? 2005.
2006.
That's the last time I played it. I was
Oh.
10.
Yeah, it's a very fun game.
What should I do? What are like in the beginning? I know you start off and Uriel Septim gets killed by the mythic Dawn,
Mm-hmm.
and you just leave the cave, right? And then it's the whole map.
Yep.
You have to go to Kvatch.
You
Do you
can-
have to do Kvatch, or can I just
You can do whatever you want. Like, you don't even have to do the main quest. Like,
sweet?
Yeah,
I
the
remember-
only thing I've done in that game is make a character
Oblivion?
look hilarious. That's all I've ever done.
did you? I remember on my Xbox, I took a picture of a character that I made that was hilarious looking.
Yeah, the problem with people's problem with Oblivion is the graphics, but like that's fine to me when you look at the content and what it has to offer. I'd rather play a game that looks like shit that has a lot of
Yeah.
quality in it than, you know, Rise, Son of Rome.
That's why people still play Tecmo Bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah, Rise was like, it was like I liked some of the idea of the combat where you could kind of combo certain things together,
Mm-hmm.
but it was pretty much just the same thing through the entire game. It was more of a tech demo than anything really.
Yeah.
A $60 tech demo for their launch, just to say they had an exclusive. Really, is what it was.
It was just like the Order 1886 for PS4.
Yeah.
The werewolf hunting game that was only like 5.5 hours. I remember Brian bought it and beat it in one sitting.
Yep.
It's
Classic.
still apparently it's a good game.
Classic B fan. All right, let's take a break. Fiverr. All right, we'll be back. Clear Shots Podcast is available on any of your favorite podcasting websites or applications. You can check us out at clearshotspodcast.com to hear any of the episodes. Also, follow us on Facebook. I think it's facebook.com/clearshotspodcast to get there. And you can also check us out on Twitter at clearshotspod. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.